Hey guys, Mount Vernon Kid here coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to Characters, Why I Like Them, Series 2. Been doing this for a while now, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it as much as I have, talking about many of the characters in different medias and why I like them. So this time around, guys, I bring you another character that I really like. It's kind of a shame that he's gone. But what do we always say in comics? They'll be back. But yeah, he did die. And that's the character known as Bullseye. Yeah, I love Bullseye. And let me tell you a couple of reasons why I like him. Alright, so first of all, who was Bullseye first created by? Who was he created by? He was created by Marv Wolfman and Bob Brown back in the 70s. Of course, he was predominantly a Daredevil foe. He first appeared in Daredevil number 131. And he pretty much became that uber villain for Daredevil. It was like almost, in one way or another, in almost maybe not every issue of Daredevil, but somewhere in, you'll always see Bullseye in it. So, Bullseye, basically as a child, he grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx, New York, yeah, with his brother, and he and his brother grew up with their abusive father. Like, their father was like really abusive, and during a young age, you could see things were changing for Lester. That was his real name. But even at a young age, he always had this great accuracy. I remember reading the story of his childhood where he killed a pigeon by throwing a yo-yo at it. And I was like, this kid is crazy. Like, how can you do that? Him and his brother even tried to kill their father, like try to burn the apartment they lived in because their father was just so abusive to them, and they got separated and they both went into foster care. While Bullseye was in high school, or was it college, I believe, he got really into, he got a scholarship for baseball, and even then his accuracy was incredible. He even killed a batter because he mocked him. And you see where this is going at, right, guys? It shows right here that this guy was destined to be what he is. And later on, that's where he really started to. You start to see the events of, basically him enjoying how much he enjoyed killing people, and from there he went to juvenile hall in the prison, and somewhere around that time, that's where Bullseye supposedly ran into the Punisher and Daredevil, and from there, it became his, like, almost like his passion to destroy Daredevil, like just mock him, just ridicule him, basically, constantly, just be on Daredevil's thorn, be a thorn in his side. And that was also where in the time that he even tried to kill Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, until Kingpin gave him a better offer. And this is where pretty much this is the whole concept of where Frank Miller decided to have Bullseye, the famous death scene between Elektra. We all know that death scene where he stabs her with her own sai, killing her. Bullseye, to me, guys, excuse me, sorry about that, people. Bullseye, to me, is one of those characters I love because A, he doesn't really have any kind of superhuman abilities. All of it is just natural, God-given abilities. His accuracy is so precise. He can take the most inanimate objects and make them into killing weapons. Like I said, when he was a kid, he killed the pigeon with a yo-yo. A yo-yo, like by just throwing it. He playing cards are weapons to him. Now I'm not saying that everything can be used as a weapon, like maybe a plush toy or something like that. We don't know. But the fact is he is so deadly with the weapons that he uses, it makes him dangerous. And he's gone up against many superhuman abilities in the Marvel universe and has standed his own against them. I remember there was one issue where he may have found out that Daredevil was Matt Murdock, and he tried to kill Matt Murdock in his own apartment. But Daredevil he set him up. Basically, he had a dummy in his apartment, and Daredevil ambushed him, and they were fighting on top of like a telephone wire or something, if I remember. And this is where Bullseye broke his back. He fell from and shattered his spine. So pretty much his spine was replaced with adamantium. So pretty much, yeah, his spine became pretty much unbreakable. Like I said, Bullseye would go on to encounter many other people like Gambit, Deadpool, Captain America. He would go on to just be a foe. And of course, during the Superhuman Registration Act, pretty much after Civil War, he pretty much joined this new team of Thunderbolts that was pretty much under Norman Osborn's control, and they pretty much used him as like he felt like the Hannibal Lecter of that group, because they would always lock him up in like a straight jacket and everything like that, and when they needed him, they would just be like, okay, send Bullseye down. But then it was a time during that time with the Thunderbolts, Bullseye got his ass handed to him by the character known as American Eagle. American Eagle just beat the crap out of him, and supposedly American Eagle supposedly cracked his spine again. Now I'm not know if it's true or not. I gotta go back to read that issue of Thunderbolts, but all I remember is American Eagle beating the hell out of Bullseye, and it was kind of funny because this is Bullseye. What I didn't like was during Dark Reign, where he pretty much became like Dark Hawkeye. I didn't like that. I really didn't like when he joined the Dark Avengers. Norman Osborn's team. I always liked him as Bullseye. But even though Norman Osborn, as crazy as he is, he had to make people think that he was a hero. And let's face it, Bullseye ain't no hero, and he's not gonna be no hero. But unfortunately, things changed for Bullseye after Shadowland. And this is where he was killed. He was killed off. Bullseye and who we thought was Daredevil fought, and Bullseye was killed the same way that he killed Elektra. Now what we thought was Daredevil, which was actually the demon possessing Daredevil, and that was pretty much it for for Bullseye. He was pretty much killed off during Shadowland #1. It's kind of bittersweet, but because like I said, I didn't think they would kill Bullseye off. Bullseye is one of Daredevil's most prompt and most recognizable villains in his rogues gallery. But yeah, it was kind of bittersweet. But I always will love Bullseye, and like I said, his legacy's still around, with Lady Bullseye and people like that. But I think he'll return somehow. I think the Hand will bring him back or so, because the Hand tried to attempt to bring him back at one point. Uh, Now, as for his appearances outside of the comics, he's only made one appearance outside, and that was Daredevil, the movie, and Colin Farrell played him. Um, I didn't mind Colin Farrell's take on him too much. I just felt that I would have loved to seen him in a costume. That's pretty much it, or some kind of resemblance of a costume. But other than that, it was okay. Didn't mind it too much. But Bullseye will always be one of my favorite villains of the Marvel Universe. Just so good with the accuracy and so cool, and this guy's just dangerous as it is. But other than that, you guys tell me what you think about Bullseye, as always. And this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. I will catch you guys next week with another edition of Characters Why I Like Them, Series 2. Y'all take care.